another edition of Geek Culture Unboxed.
Really
I am Lou.
Diego.
Hey, what'd you say? Re-unboxed?
No, really unboxed.
Really unboxed. All right, so we have for you today a epic custom piece, which is also an epic pain in the ass.
Yes, it is.
This is probably one of the most pain in the ass pieces we've had to put together. It's beautiful, it's great, but
remember that one piece where we had the Joker, or was it the Joker? Or
Which
we
one?
had
the Prime one?
No, we had to. Yeah, we're right. We had to
and
dress
we had to dress him. Yeah, the Prime one Joker.
Yeah, this beats this one. That one and this one beats that one.
And this one had a total of about 21 individual pieces. You'll be able to see it in the picture, the still picture in the video. It's a great piece. Now, this one is really important to me and cameraman John because Spawn is the first comic book that I read cover to cover from issue 1 to issue 100. After that, I fell off. Spawn was one also.
Well, this is what started us.
Yeah. With you weren't really much of a Spawn fan, but you were around it.
Yeah.
You were around it. And he likes Spawn, but not as much as I do and not as much as John does. This is a custom piece by a sculptor out of Brazil. It was commissioned by, I believe, Hans. I don't know where Hans lives, but I know Heleno, Lyra, is out of Brazil, and that's the sculptor. And he really did a good job. There's room for improvement. I'm guessing, maybe with the casting or stuff, there's, real little details we're going to get into.
Yeah.
So do we want to start with measurements first, or we want to start with the details?
No, let's start off with the measurements.
Let's knock that out.
Yeah, let's knock it out all the way.
All right. So total height at the top of it is...
Probably about right here.
Yeah, 19 and a half inches tall. The base is approximately 13, almost, it kind of looks like a foot in diameter. It's a circle.
But if you're going from, I guess the tips of the cape from
the cape to cape?
Yeah. So you're probably looking at this one, you're probably looking at about 19 inches.
No, don't overstate. Look, there's there. 16 inches. And so, where do you start off?
Where do we start? No, okay. First of all, how many pieces did come in?
What? Oh, it's 21.
Yeah, it's 21 pieces. Okay.
8 heads.
Yeah.
8 individual heads.
8 heads, and there's some that are light, and that
4 light up.
And which are the ones? And you can see right here, they have a little. There's supposed to be like a little. I would say a connection, metal connection, and it's supposed to connect in here. We're not gonna light it up for you guys because the thing is, it was a really pain in the ass. But we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
We'll tell you why.
We'll tell you why. Okay. Now, but let's just talk about the pieces itself. Okay. One, guys, for the sculptor, it's really nice. It is really nice. However, we just need you to use stronger magnets because, just take a look at this hand. It's really flimsy, and that's supposed to be on a magnet.
The legs are the worst.
Yeah, and you can see right here,
just comes off.
It just comes off. But with that, I don't know if you can see right here, you can still see the seams. Mm-hmm. Now, to some collectors, they don't want to.
That's a huge problem.
Yeah, they don't want to see the seams. Here, you can see the seams.
But it's only because he's not seated right.
Yeah. And one, because he's not seated right. But there should have been a better way to put on the arms. Maybe get them all the way to the shoulder, or not cover it off in here to where you don't see the seams. That's what they don't want. That's what they don't want. But you can see how flimsy it is. Look at that. Stronger magnets on these pieces that we have behind us, they don't do this. At most, if they're gonna do, it's like a very slight.
Let's get a real nice pull.
Yeah.
The stronger magnets have a really nice pull. And again, keep in mind, this is a custom piece.
Yeah.
This is somebody doing it out of the garage. Only 30 pieces. This is 25 out of 30.
And again, we're not gonna shame this. We're not gonna bash it. It's a really nice piece.
Room for improvement.
Yeah. It's room for improvement. Just stronger magnets, guys. That's all you need. Again, the head too. It's really flimsy.
Yeah, it doesn't. The way the heads sit. I have one at home as well. This is another fellow collector's. I have one at home, but the way that the heads sit in the neck. I wasn't happy with that either. So
yeah, and then these pieces right here, there's some parts right here on the cape where there's some magnet, and you can see how loose that is. And there's a magnet underneath this, which is supposed to hold this. On other pieces that you see behind us, man, it takes a while to pull off. But you can see how flimsy it is. It's just and I guess you want to talk about. There's not normally a resin piece that we're used to. It feels like almost like porcelain.
Yeah, it's a very thin material. I've already told the commissioner and the sculptor when I first unboxed mine at home. The pictures you guys saw on Instagram. It's very thin. Let's see if I can I can get two pieces. It's got a very different sound than resin pieces that you're used to from other studios.
Yeah.
So it's very fragile. So we were talking about how the seams aren't lining up because of the way he sits. One of the problems we are facing is he's got two prongs that sit in the base. Those prongs have to sit right.
Should we show them? We can take out the chain.
Well, they'll see in the pictures.
Okay.
See if John can show you the prongs. He's not seated right. If you seat him right, the lights don't work. So we had to, adjust him a certain way to get the lights to work. That's not a good thing. When people pay close to $1,000 for a piece, you shouldn't have to have as much stress setting it up. It should be in, out, set, click.
Before coming on camera, we had them set all the way down as it should be. However, the eyes are supposed to light up. However, he doesn't light up if you sit him all the way. So we kind of had to crotch him up. We had to kind of
scooch him up.
Yeah, scooch him up a little bit. It was took some we had to prop him up just a little bit. But at the same time, we're like, well, how do we hold him up so his eyes can light up? Basically, we got all his chain, put it underneath, and what you saw earlier, that's when his eyes would light up. It's little things like that collectors can be very picky about.
Yeah.
So just be careful. However, this is the detail on this base is so great. It's probably one of the best bases I've ever seen.
Well, the thing that really sets it off is the organics, the fake moss, and then the painted on moss. It really sets that off. It gives it a different level.
Yeah.
It is an epic piece. There's just some minor things to it.
Yeah.
We still haven't even gotten to the sculpt and the casting. You lose some of the detail in there, but we'll get to that in a minute. But the base is amazing.
Yeah.
We'll show you in a little bit compared side by side with the McFarlane piece. This took it to a whole new level.
Yeah. I think, and I'm in agreement with John, because the lights only reach maybe up to like right up here, right behind him. Mm-hmm. It would have been cool to have some lights up here.
Right.
Yeah, like just to kind of
casting down on him.
Yeah, casting down on him. But man, there's so much detail in this base. Great job. But I'm also in agreement with John again. Before we came on camera, he says, you know what? This is a one time where you just take it out and you leave it. That's it. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to put it back because I
got to transport it. I got to take it to the collector who this belongs to.
But yeah, and exactly. You tell your kids stay away from it. But this is like a one and done. Do not think about putting it back because the packaging. That was another challenge.
Now that you brought that up, so the packaging, you'll see the steel pick. It comes in a cool black box with the Spawn logo and the Spawn counter. The Spawn counter is actually the edition size, so it's number 25 of 30, number 25 of 30. A nice little ode to the Spawn comic. But the styrofoam packaging, out of all the customs we've ever received, this is the worst packaging ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah, because I think they were an inch and a half thick.
Yeah,
and you literally have to peel off one styrofoam, after another.
It's done in layers. It's not done like other pieces where you pull it out of its compartment. You literally have to take a layer of styrofoam off, then you're at the next level, and the pieces are there, and then the next level. Mine, when I unboxed mine, my styrofoam was so flimsy that I didn't know how to unpack it. So when I opened up the third layer, the heads, all these heads actually fell out the back. It just broke through the styrofoam. That was very bad, very bad. So the improvement on the styrofoam is a must. I actually, because again, I like Heleno Lyra, and I'm hoping he does some more Spawn pieces. We're already kind of talking about it, but you've got to improve on the packaging. You've got to make sure everything fits. Stronger magnets, as we pointed out.
Yeah.
Let's talk detail and casting.
Well, you go first.
All right. Well, so even on mine at home, I was looking at it, and then you just lose some of the detail. Now I know he put all the striations in the suit and the muscles, and even in the face and the heads, but some of those heads, it's either the black wash that actually loses out the detail or the way it's cast. But I just didn't like the finished product, the lack of detail due to that.
And then, for me, it's more about the bones. If you can see right here, some of the bones, again, room for improvement.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like an actual what bone is made out of. So yeah, that can improve. It just looks like it's just painted. That's about it.
And then that's paint, and is what John was talking about. You can see here the white is much brighter on the face than on the body itself. His Melboza symbol should be bright white. I mean, that is a big part of what Spawn is.
Yeah, and it's just it's a gray, so it should have more whiteness, and again, very again, fans to this piece, fans to this fans to Spawn are going to be very picky, and they'll probably not even buy it. But you're not going to be disappointed. This piece is actually really great. And
only 30 in the world. I mean, you're going to be very fortunate to own this. Well, own this. Let's talk about that real briefly. I'll touch on that, and then I'll bring the other piece out. We've already told you on Instagram and Facebook that you guys will have a chance to actually win this piece at one of the shows that we do next year. John's making faces on the camera. Getting it there, that's going to be the fun part. But it's definitely going to look cool once we have it on display. We know you guys are going to lose your minds when you see it, but actually seeing if one of the fans gets to win it and take it home, because we have other prizes to choose from, so you have to pick between him and Bowser and all the other goodies that we have. So that's that. So let's actually bring what inspired this piece into the picture. There we have McFarlane's original Spawn on Throne, which, lots of us love this piece. It is a 10-inch piece. For those that don't know, when this came out in the early 2000s, I always liked the figure because I liked that, he kind of had that Hamlet. Yeah, that Hamlet feel to it with the skull. But as you can see, there is so much more. The Heleno really knocked it out of the park with the way that the cape just flows out like that compared to McFarlane's. Knocked it out of the park.
And plus the base itself, oh man.
The color is what.
Yeah. The color stands out, but the thing is, the texture is compared to that.
For me, that's the only thing missing from the throne itself. I wanted to see more rib cages and more spines. You see some spines, but I really want to see more rib cages, and I do miss the rat. And
again, being a custom piece, I don't know where he's working out of. Again, this is Brazil, but where where this guy brought it from, it is a great piece. Just little slight improvements, and you will have a stunning piece.
A masterpiece.
Yeah, you would.
It was a few steps away from masterpiece, and that's what I told him when I got it. I was like, man, this is almost perfect. It's just those little improvements.
Yeah.
And again, for a custom guy, I give him credit.
Yeah.
I know that if McFarlane would have done that, and if it would have had this level of detail with the art direction, this thing would have been amazing.
Yeah. But
amazing.
For someone just, I don't know,
doing it out of their garage.
If it's working out of the garage or just some studio that maybe he has that that he's
access
working out of. Yeah. Just it is really a great piece. Just slight improvements here and there. Mm-hmm. For us, it was more the magnets, and make sure that before it leaves your studio or wherever you're working out of, make sure that the lights are working, because
properly. They work properly. Again, with some of the other light up heads, we won't post pictures and we're not going to show you on video, but we'll just tell you with some of the other light up heads, it seems like the light bulb may be off in the actual head. And so one eye is lighting up and part of the other eye, or just one eye period. Yeah. And so again, those are production flaws, and we certainly understand, but even though we're understanding collectors, there are a lot of picky collectors like, you know what, take this back, give me one that's working exactly the way you promised. For us, it's nice. It's nice to have
people are very picky, and people, can easily just, like in his experiences, can file a claim, through eBay, like, hey, you know what, this guy sucks, and you don't want to have that negativity.
Yeah, you don't want to have that negativity. And I'm actually glad you brought that up, because somebody on YouTube pointed out in one of our Imaginarium reviews, he was very disappointed because he got broken pieces. I was actually expecting this to be damaged because of all the delicate little pieces on the cape. I was expecting to be damaged. We pulled it. It wasn't damaged. Yeah. We're very thankful for it. But if it had, you understand it. You've got, really thin, cheap styrofoam packaging, and then the way the gorillas at the freaking post office handle your package. If it would have came in broke, I would have blamed them. I wouldn't have blamed the producer. I'd been like, you do need better packaging, but the way they handle it, But so those things happen from time to time. Sometimes you get a broken piece, just deal with the customer service. XM is good at it, IA is good at it, and First Four Figure is really good at it. Just work with them, be patient, and you'll get your piece. Hopefully everything will work out for you. Anything else we want to touch on?
No, that's about it. I touched on my complaints and.
That's right. John he's signaling the cord. So it actually comes with a European style cord. The way we got it to glow is I actually had an AC adapter that fit it, and so it worked out. But for those that got it, it actually got the 2-prong European style, and
all you have to do is buy the adapter. They sell those adapters.
Yeah,
at stores, Target, Walmart. They do sell those adapters. So don't get scared. Like, what the hell is this? They do sell the adapters for those of you who haven't traveled abroad. Yeah, because again, Japan has a different adapter. South America has a different adapter. Europe has a different adapter. Is that you actually have to go and buy it, and you can get those at stores or CVS for don't worry guys, they do sell those adapters.
So in closing, I'd like to say thanks to Hans and thanks to Heleno. It really is a great piece. It is very close to a masterpiece. I'm proud to own it, proud to have it in my collection. Yeah. I look forward to you guys. If you guys do something more Spawn coming up, we're throwing out Violator or the Clown. The Redeemer is my favorite. But for all those followers, thanks for following us on YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, join in the conversation. We will see you geeks next time.